Well, lovies, I am just returning from a month on the road. Two of my friends, we bought an RV and we've been traveling for the last month. It's been quite a trip, so much happening and so much relaxation, walking the beach. It's creative time for me to explore and deepen in all that I want to share with you. I'm one of those people that have, I say, like more insights in a day than most people have in a lifetime. So my creative juices love to flow. And it felt like a time to really step back just a little bit from my pushing myself outward and to really dive inward. So, this is what I want to share with you a little bit deeper of how important it is for us to attend to our internal world. And I know that feels really challenging when you have so much going on externally. If you have two or three kids and you have all of these things that are demanding and calling for your attention. And yet, my experience was in the middle of the most intense parenting time, my internal experience was ravaged in a way. It was so volatile and intense. And so I kept trying to take care of my internal experience by controlling the external. Let me tell you, it did not work because I could do it a little bit. I could get the external control to a certain degree. But then when one little piece would fall apart, the rage and the intensity that arose in my internal experience was crazy, and it would just lash out and just demolish everything that I felt I had built in trying to control my world and my perfectionist qualities. So I really found that if I didn't take the time to attend to my internal experience, and this did not mean that I had to go away because I couldn't. I was a single mom. I adopted my daughter on my own. So I was 24/7. So there was no place to take her. My family lives far away, and there was no place. I mean, unless I hired a babysitter and, did all of that, which I didn't really have the money because I was a single mom and I was the breadwinner as well as the mama, as well as the papa, everything. And so I convinced myself that there wasn't time for my internal reflection. And yet there is. It's not black or white. It wasn't my internal reflection or my external duties. I found a way through the safe seat process that I created that I could enter into the present moment experience of all that I had to do by being with myself through my safe seat process. Now, in the safe seat process, what I built was this capacity to stay with my internal experience before it blew out, especially when something went out of control. Instead of, the internal experience rising up and then me lashing and blowing up the whole situation, I found that I could stay with my internal intensity longer. I could be with it. I started seeing it as life force. And I needed my life force to do all that I was doing, like raising my daughter on my own. And as I say, making all the money and running a business and doing all that I was doing. I really needed that vital life force inside to come forth for me so that it could drive that outer expectations or the energy that was calling forth from me. So if you're feeling really depleted and you feel like there is no way I can take a month off, and I couldn't, I'm not recommending that you take a month off. I'm at a point in my life where I actually could. And I built that into my life. I created my life where I could work online. And that's been years in coming. My daughter's 21. And all of that came at this time because I started early on. I don't know, I didn't even create the safe seat till my daughter was around 8. So I was really struggling up to that point, really pushing myself, really forcing myself. But once I created the safe seat and began to include myself in the mix of all of that external pressure, the safe seat gave me a place to also include my internal experience, to get curious about it, to listen to it, to talk to it, to be with it, to offer it kindness. Just even saying all that now, I would say 80% of the time I act from that place of kindness. It just actually comes up and out of me. Now there's still that 20% where I, can go off the handle with my daughter if we're both a little stressed. But the good news in that is too, it happens fast. Boom, it's over. And we're back into our flow and our rhythm. So this is not about perfection. It's about knowing yourself, knowing what happens internally, and being so willing to deeply offer kindness and love to all the experiences, everything that arises inside your internal experience. Thank you for listening to this episode of Parenting Paused. If you enjoyed the episode, do me a favor and share it with your mama friends. You can also leave a review wherever you listen, which will support getting the Pure Joy message out. Come on over to the Pure Joy Parenting Practice Facebook page or join me on Instagram to hear more. And don't forget to download your free copy of the Safe Seed course on the Pure Joy website. And while there, check out the offerings page to go deeper in the